this this woman owns the whole world. You have the whole world in your hand. Progress. Digital world. You have the whole world in your hand. You can talk to anyone, reach anyone. The whole earth shrunk to a ball. You have a woman's hand, not a man's hand. Maybe the world is safer in a woman's hand. Here, the man will love the next picture. Do you want to marry an ideal wife, the woman of your dream? Don't worry, Jeff, don't worry, okay? I find a woman, okay? Look. Don't worry, here you are. You can't order a robot that never talk back. Oh, Jeff, you're so great. Oh, I love you. What do you like to cook for you? May I give you a slipper? So Jeff's all happy now. He can order a robot the way he wants it. Nobody will, no woman will. She will never fight back. She can do everything he wants her to do. That is the vision of the future. Isn't it beautiful? Okay. I remember now. Forget everything I was saying. Just remember this beautiful woman. Okay. With unprecedented progress and prosperity, why do we still have alcoholics? Why? You have beautiful women, robot, nonetheless. You have beautiful house. You have TV, entertainment, home entertainment, theater. Why homeless drug addicts are still with us? You don't believe me? Go to Vancouver downtown east side. It is so sad. Teenagers, teen girls shoot up. Like a hippo in a zoo, many people feel homeless in the own home they had on planet Earth. Here the question I really want to ask. Have we created a world unfit for human beings? Have we created a world that actually make us unhappy? Create war and drug abuse and violence. So my question is that what kind of place do we need to sustain human life? I've been struggling with this question, right? What kind of organization we need to sustain human life? What kind of home do we need to sustain marriage life? What kind of national life nation do we need to sustain national life? A no perfect world, no utopia. All kinds of utopias have been created by people, but none have been fulfilled. But I have a more modest proposal. I would say, any place will sustain human life if it contributes to meaningful life. That's from Frankl, right? Even in the death camp, it can sustain human life, dignity and love and compassion and hope. Even in the most oppressive and brutal situation, it can still have human life if there's some way to sustain, contribute to meaning. Then water. May I cross the water? Oh, thank you. Thank you. But she's my boss. She's not a robot. She's my boss. So then, now, here's my simple answer to talk about what is meaningful life. A meaningful life is a life worth living. Okay? A meaningful life meets people's deepest longings. Then you back the question, but what do people really want? What do people really want? What do you really want? What will make you happy? And what will make your life meaningful? So I have, in the last 10 years, I have done a multinational, multicultural, large research project on implicit theories of meaning. In other words, everybody has some idea how to make life happy, right? So my question is that if money is not an issue, okay? This is about money. If money is not an issue, what will make you happy? What kind of life do you want? What do you want to make your life happy? I've done that research with Kim in Korea, and with Yoshi, what's Yoshi? In Japan. I've done with Anna in China. I've done with another woman in India. I've done asked the same question, right? About qualitative and quantitative research. That it turns out that there are 7 things that came out, 7 themes. The first theme is success, achievement. You're able to make something of your life. And I think one of the students, where is the research on that, right? Is make something of your life, fulfill potential, achieve something, okay? So this first one is achievement, okay? Now what's that? Viagra, right? What's that? Guess. Try again. Nobody says sex, right? Viagra. No. Viagra. Thank you, my dear. Viagra. Have I got it right? Viagra. What this picture symbolize? Linda, you know that. Spirituality, right? This is a picture I taken from an essay about spirituality in the workplace. So this CEO, he found his God. He's so happy, he feels liberated. He's worshiping God. He could not contain his joy because he found his God, right? He's praising God. Right? That picture, right? Hey, family. Big family, Europe and China, and Latin America, but not Canada or North America, right? Big family is a blessing. I got 7 brothers. I got 1 rich brother, 1 poor. I need money. I said, brother, send me some money. He sent me some money. So it's nice to have a big family, right? Here. This is a church fellowship community. You need to be part of a community. This is a fellowship. See? Not a family, but a larger group. Oh, who is this? What speech is given? I have a dream. He represents justice, fighting for justice and freedom and equality, right? Justice. Okay. Oh, how it is? Huh? Think of your math, right? Accept yourself. Now this guy in trouble. Yeah, and the tragedy of Phantom of the Opera is because the guy had difficulty accepting his fate. He was hiding all the time. You cannot see the sunshine. Okay. So my vision of good life, now many people ask me, how can you, this is very different from Stillman's vision or from other people's vision, is that you need to create a healthy place and lead a healthy life based on the 7 kinds of universal meaning. Okay? Based on 7 kinds of universal meaning, because I found that in every country. This 7 kind of meaning will contribute, let me tell you what. Yeah, okay? Achievement, fulfill one's potential. Acceptance, achieving one's limitation. Intimacy, having family and friends. Community, belonging to a group. Altruism, or self-transcendence, loving your neighbor. Spirituality, loving God. Justice, treating people fairly. Now, if you only follow achievement, you're only interested in the achieving society, you have what we see today. Cut through competition. If all you emphasize is achievement, the achieving society, more grant monies, more publications, more money, more power, more territory, more this, more that. If that is the consuming thing, if you only concern about achieving society, you will create misery for yourself. The Americans achieving society, the old Chinese accepting society. They accept hardship, accept tragedy, accept bad things. You just accept, then you don't progress either. So acceptance has to balance achievement. So the first two principles are the two principles of ego. You need achievement and acceptance to balance each other. Okay, so the ego principle. The next two is a relational principle. Number three is intimate relationship. Your husband and wife, or your best friend, or your family. They're much more intimate. But also need to belong to a larger group beyond your immediate circle. You need to belong to IMPM, for example. Or belong to a church, or belong to a conservative party. George Bush party. Campaign for him, right? So that gives you meaning of life, right? They give you meaning of life. So you need to have this relational principle. The first two, ego principle. The second two is a relational principle. Okay? The last three are spiritual principles. Love God, love neighbor, love God, love justice. Which is summarized by the cross, right? The cross represents God's pouring love to people. The cross also represents God's justice, right? God's justice. And the cross also represents Christ's love towards God the Father. So the ego principle, the relationship principle, the spiritual principles. If you follow these 7 principles for your organization, for your country, and then you have a healthy organization, healthy life. My final question, what occupation incorporate the above key elements? You never guess it. The recent research find which occupation creates the longer longevity. And the first one, guess what the first one? Yes. Farmer. The second one, but the farmer, see, he's able to a sense of achievement, a sense of limitation. It's easy for him to fulfill the 7 principles. Easy for a farmer. Oh no. Oh, I get the bag let the cat out of the bag. Now this is my sister-in-law, and he is 78. She looks like 60 because she's an artist. She's at peace with herself. She creates beauty. So the artist, the second. The third is musician. Here you are. I present to you, Jim.